Hello everyone, welcome to our channel. I'm Drew from Gears, and today I'm going to be showing you how to make a Linux Mint USB so you can install it on your computer. The first thing you need to do is you need to go to linuxmint.com. Once you go to linuxmint.com, you're going to go to the download page on the top. Now you're going to choose the download link. You have three options: Cinnamon, Mate, or XFCE. If you have a brand new computer or at least a pretty modern computer, Cinnamon should work fine. If you have a slightly underpowered computer, you can go for Mate. If you have an older computer but you still want to get really nice features of Linux and Linux Mint, you can go with XFCE. It should run pretty fast on most hardware. Okay, I'm going to be using XFCE. Alright, and now we have this page right here. Now we need to choose your download mirror. There are many download mirrors for different parts of the world. Just choose the country that is closest to yours, and that will make your download speed super quick. Just choose that one and it should download right into your downloads folder. The next thing you need to do is you need to download Balena Etcher, which is the tool that we're going to be using to create our Linux Mint USB. To do that, we're going to go to balena.io/etcher. And it should come up, this page should come up and it should say Flash Flawless, and it should have a download button right here. For me, it detected my operating system. I'm running Windows, and I can download it for Windows easily by clicking this button. However, if it doesn't detect it, you can press on this drop down and choose it. So if you have Linux already, you can choose Linux, or if you have a Mac, you can choose this one, Etcher, for Mac OS. And of course, Windows, just choose Etcher for Windows. So now that we have these two installed, we're going to be creating our USB drive, which we can do by opening the Balena Etcher software. And once you have Balena Etcher open, press on Flash from File, and you're going to go ahead and choose the Linux Mint ISO that you just created, that you just downloaded. And once you select that, click on Select Target. And I don't have a USB plugged in right now, but if you have a USB plugged in, then it should show right here. Actually, I'll just plug one in right now. Okay, so I just plugged one in, and you see my USB drive just popped up right here. Go ahead and choose the USB drive, click Select, and click on Flash. I'm not going to do it since I'm going to be doing it on a virtual machine for demonstration. But you're going to choose a USB drive. Click on Flash. If it asks you for permission, just press OK. And if it asks you for your password, also put that in. Keep in mind that this will delete everything on your USB flash drive. So yeah, just keep that in mind. Do not do this on a flash drive with important information on it, or on a flash drive that you're going to be using. So yeah, if you have flash drive that you don't care about anymore, just go ahead and use it. I recommend you use at least a 4 GB flash drive. It depends. 2 GB is sometimes fine, but I recommend you use 4 GB for the best experience. So once that's done flashing, you're going to go ahead and boot into your boot drive selector. And it really depends on the computer you have. On most PCs, you press F12. On other PCs, you might have to press F9, the delete key, the F2 key, the space key, or enter key. Just do a quick Google search for your the name of your manufacturer and the brand and all of that, and how to go into the boot menu, the USB boot menu. And once you've done that, go ahead and select your USB drive. It might come up as UEFI boot or EFI boot, and you're going to select that. If it comes up with 2, it says legacy boot or UEFI boot, make sure you select UEFI boot, as that's the one that should work. So once you've done that, it will now boot into your Linux Mint system. Right. Once you've booted it, you should come to a screen that looks like this. Just let it do its thing. If it's stuck right here, just press the enter key and it will start Linux Mint. Give it a second for it to boot. Alright, now that you're booted, your desktop should look something like this. If you want to install it, just go ahead and press install Linux Mint. But first, we're going to explore the system a little bit. So first of all, we have our taskbar on the bottom here. And here you can see that we have all of our tools. We have our notification, our internet, our power manager, our audio, our time and calendar. Here we have our desktop icons, our home folders right here. Here we have our favorite applications. We have our start menu right here, which is pretty easy to navigate. We have your favorites right here, recently used, all applications, and there's also applications that are sorted in categories. For example, we have accessories, graphics, internet, multimedia, office, settings, and system. What's kind of cool is that it comes with an office called LibreOffice, and it's an alternative to Microsoft Office. It's really great. So if you're into that kind of thing, if you use these types of tools, then this would be great for you. Alright, now on to the installation. Go ahead and double click the install Linux Mint here on the desktop and give it a second for the installer to open up. Alright, now that we have our installer opened up, choose the language that you want your system to be installed. Click on continue. Here you're going to be choosing your keyboard layout. For me, I'm going to be choosing English US. If you use a different keyboard layout or a different keyboard language, you can choose that right here. You can also test your keyboard right here as well. Click on continue. Here it says, it asks you if you want to install your multimedia codecs. I definitely recommend you install multimedia codecs so that everything will run properly and your websites will run properly and you can play video in all formats. So yeah, definitely install multimedia codecs so you don't have any problems later. Press and continue. Now it will ask you what you want to do. If you have a Windows computer, it might say, it might ask you if you want to install it alongside Windows, and if that's something you want to do, choose the option. However, if you just want to delete your system, you want to install Linux Mint, give it a nice brand new life, check the erase disk and install Linux Mint option, and then press install now. Now keep in mind that if you have anything on your computer, at this moment, everything will be deleted and Linux Mint will be installed. So just that disclaimer, if you lose any of your data or if anything happens at all, we are not responsible. So let's go ahead and press on continue. And now at this point, it's going to begin installing Linux Mint in the background. So now it's going to ask you a couple of questions while it installs. It's going to ask you where you are so that it can get your time zone correctly and it will show the right time for the clock. Click on continue. Now here you're going to set up your administrator user. So here I'm just going to put in user. And for my password, I'm just going to do password, just for demonstration purposes. Obviously, you're going to want something more secure than that. And you can choose if you want to log in automatically. So when your computer turns on, do you want it to go straight to the desktop, or do you want it to require your password to log in? Also, you have an option to encrypt your home folder. If you don't know what encrypt means, it's basically going to lock your entire folder, your entire system's home folder, so that it's basically impossible for anyone to hack into it and get into it. If you don't know what you're doing, then don't choose encrypt my home folder. I'm not going to do that since it's just a virtual machine. Click and continue once you've filled everything out and shows all the options you want. And now it will just finish installing. You can also go through this little slideshow, which will guide you through some of the cool features that Linux Mint has. So just go ahead and let this go and finish downloading Linux Mint onto your computer. Once it says that your installation has finished, you can go ahead and press on Restart Now to restart into your new system. It will say, please remove the installation media, then press enter. What you're going to do is you're going to take out the USB drive from your computer, and then you're going to hit the enter key once you have removed it. The computer will then proceed to turn back on with your brand new installation of Linux Mint. That's it. You have successfully installed Linux Mint on your system. It should turn on as normal. If you chose for it to ask for your password when you turn it on, you'll be prompted for your password. Enter the password that you use to set up the computer. Hit enter and you should be greeted with your brand new desktop. You'll probably see a welcome screen like this. I recommend you look through some of the steps here that it has, such as personalizing your desktop, taking snapshots, using your driver manager, your update manager, reading through some documentation. It's just really good to help you get started. So I definitely recommend you look at this welcomes screen here. And that's it. That's really it. It's simple, right? You have your new Mint desktop now. Super snappy, super fast, super easy to use. If you have any questions, go ahead and leave them down in the comments. Please leave a like, subscribe,